Hi, we're the Psychic Twins. I'm Terry.
And I'm Linda. This is about the law of attraction. With the law of attraction, it's like a law, like gravity's a law. Basically, it just says that you get in your life whatever you focus on, whether those thoughts are negative or positive. In other words, whatever you give your energy to, it'll come back to you in some form or other. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You're constantly flowing thoughts that are either positive or negative or a combination of both. And if you become aware of those thoughts, and whether you're flowing resentment or joy or anticipation or passion, enthusiasm, or negativity and anger, you will get back exactly what you're flowing.
So it's really always working, like the law of gravity is always working whether you believe in it or not, and it's actually a part of the law of gravity, the way it works. So any thought is going to attract to you more of what you're thinking, and any feeling that you're feeling is going to attract to you what you're feeling. So it's sort of like a magnet in a sense.
It is a magnet. Like attracts like. If you're feeling excited, enthusiastic, passionate, happy, appreciative for what you have, even if you don't have what you want yet, then you're sending out positive energy to the universe, and the universe will bring it back to you eventually, and you'll get what you want eventually if you continue to develop this positive habit of thinking correctly. And I know it's kind of a complicated thing if you've always kind of been negative, like, oh, I'll never do that, I'm not good enough to get this,
I'm trash,
I'm useless, whatever. It's going to sabotage your best intentions of getting what you want, because the law doesn't care who you are or what thoughts you're flowing. It'll just naturally give you back exactly what you are flowing and what you feel you deserve.
So the universe, through the law of attraction, will respond to both of these vibrations. In other words, if you're thinking positive thoughts, you will attract more of the positive things that you want in life. And if you're putting out any negative thoughts or languaging negatively, you're going to get stuff you don't want. So it really helps to pay attention to everything you're thinking, feeling, and it's really a mindfulness kind of attitude. Mm-hmm. You have to really become very aware.
That's right.
Of everything that you're thinking and doing and feeling. It's not the easiest, but we actually have proven that it works because we've been practicing the law of attraction consciously for over 20 years, and we've been able to gradually improve our lives in almost every way.
We ask the universe for what we want, and then unconsciously we tend to block that thing from coming in by sabotaging it with our worst thoughts and our biggest doubts, like, I'll never do that, that'll never happen to me, oh, I'm glad that happened to you, but that could never happen to me.
It's like, I'm gonna be a millionaire, yeah, that'll never happen.
That's right.
Kind of a thing. So you're immediately canceling out your intention.
Yeah, because these are the beliefs that you may have inherited from your family members, from your teachers, from even your church leaders. By watching TV or watching bad YouTube videos, you tend to get a lot of negative input, and then that becomes a part of your reality and the thoughts that you unconsciously flow. And so what we're going to do is talk a little bit about how you can shift that tendency. It becomes a habit to be more positive as you go through the day.
Well, that's what a belief is. It's really habitual thought, and it's a thought that you repeat over and over again until it becomes a belief. Most of us don't even question what we believe. We just think, oh, well, that's the way it is, or that's the truth. But once you start analyzing and really looking at the things you believe, you start to discover that there are a lot of beliefs that aren't even true for you. And you're like, why do I even believe this? Because it's not true for me.
Once you begin to kind of analyze it, take stock, and assess your beliefs about almost any subject, you can probably discover, gee, that's not really what I believe. It's just what my family believed, and I kind of adopted that way of thought unconsciously. So it's a very powerful teaching, the law of attraction. It's more powerful than the law of gravity in a sense, just because it can change your life and it can create a new reality for you. Your thoughts create your reality.
You can't really get what you want if you focus on what you don't want. Emotions like jealousy and anger and resentment will block you from attracting good things that you want in your life. And so what we want you to do is put your focus on the things that you want and the emotions that you want to feel. Usually when we want something, it's because we want a sense of freedom or joy from that thing. Like, oh, when I get married, I'll be so happy. Well, it's sort of like reversed. You have to feel that joy, get a sense of the joy first before you can attract that perfect mate and marriage partner.
It's like pretending that you're in that feeling place of receiving that wonderful romantic partner or enough money to pay all your bills. Just when you need it, you will have it. It's up to you really to create that reality. If you're not positively affirming that you can create this, you will receive the opposite. And then you'll complain and say, well, I just have bad luck. I have bad karma. And some of it may have to do with karma, but a lot of it has to do with your
attitude.
Your attitude and gratitude of what you have right now, whether it's what you really desire to have ultimately or not. That'll magnetize more of the good stuff.
Don't focus on what you're missing. Don't focus on lack or, oh, I don't have enough subscribers yet, or I don't have enough money yet, or I want a house but I don't have it. So don't focus on the fact that you don't have it. Try to get in the emotional feeling place of the joy, how good it feels to have that wonderful home that you've always dreamt of.
And it might help to even write in a journal about what you want to achieve and why.
Yeah.
And how you want to feel, how it makes you feel to have that thing.
Well, I think it's good to write down your goals in a journal and maybe tape them to your mirror so you look at them every day. We really are, as human beings, we're vibrational beings, we're made up of energy, and we really are like magnets. Like attracts like. You become what you think about, focus on and feel. The emotions are extremely important here. Every thought has a frequency, every emotion has a frequency. So if you're not getting something you've always wanted, it could be that there's an emotion or maybe a subconscious thought that you need to deal with, and we'll teach you how to do that. You basically do attract your dominant thoughts. So whatever you practice, whatever thought that you think over and over again all your life, that becomes your dominant thought, and that's what you're going to attract.
And
say you were raised with no money at all, and you grow up thinking, I'll always be poor, I'll always be poor, and then when you grow up, you won't be able to make more money no matter what you do. If you make money, you'll lose it, because your subconscious has the dominant thought, I'm going to always be poor.
That's right.
So choose your thoughts carefully, and again, write them down and really start being mindful of what your thoughts are and what your dominant thoughts are.
So basically, thoughts that bring you good feelings mean that you're on the right track. Thoughts that bring you bad feelings mean you're on the wrong track. So there's something you might want to investigate there. Why am I always coming up with, a negative result in my life regarding any subject? And then you might notice that you have a habit of thinking negatively that would be unconsciously sabotaging anything you're desiring.
So when you have happy feelings and emotions, of course, you're going to be attracting happy experiences in your life. So get that happy feeling of expectation, like an expectancy that you're going to have good things happen and that life is going your way. You may want to say that as an affirmation. Life is working for me. I have a great life and
wonderful friends around me. I'm attracting higher vibration friends, people that are happier, more successful.
Life works well for me. My life is going well. I'm in the divine flow. What you focus on with your thought and feeling is what you get in your life.
It's that simple, but it's not that simple to shift a whole lifetime of habits that might be creating a negative result. So, as we mentioned, it's really important to feel good, to get in the feeling place of having what you want right now. That is probably the most powerful thing. I mean, you could recite that I want to feel good all day, but if you're not really doing it, practicing feeling good, there's a lot of ways you can do that. You're going to keep receiving the same negative results over and over because you're not really getting in a feeling place emotionally. immediately. And that takes practice. Sometimes it just helps to go to a fun movie, a funny movie. Sometimes it helps to, journal or go out and take a walk and shift your focus. Talk to somebody that's a positive person. Reach out to someone that you think could help you shift your state of mind.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when I first learned about the law of attraction, and it was many, many years ago. And I remember thinking, are you kidding me? It's okay to feel good. I can intentionally feel good, and it's okay, because I was so much in the habit of just always working and sweating everything and struggling and striving. And I just couldn't believe that intentionally putting myself in feeling places, in environments that felt good, that I enjoyed doing, that I wanted to do fun things, and that would pay off by attracting more good things. I couldn't figure it out. It didn't make sense to me, because having joy and feeling happy was so far from my reality. It wasn't something that we were ever taught. I think this should be the first thing that they teach in schools, actually, because it's more important than numbers. It's more important than anything.
I totally agree. That should be included in all curriculum.
And so it should. And when you're feeling happy and you're doing something that you enjoy, you can really change your emotion and your thoughts almost immediately. So
it can be very dramatic. If you just practice it for a few days, you might notice that people are complimenting you more, or you'll be receiving opportunities for work that you weren't receiving before.
Yeah, you'll notice it. I mean, we see a lot of people write to us and they say, I was going to kill myself, and I saw your video and you put me in such a good mood, and I was laughing, and it completely changed my attitude, and my feeling completely changed. My emotions completely changed. So, watching happy videos, encouraging, inspiring videos can really bring you out of a depression, but it can change your life. It really can.
Yeah, we're not talking about Pollyanna, like you can only think positive thoughts all the time and be this happy person to everyone else. You might be a comedian who, actually focuses on negative jokes, and that gets a good response. That's fine. If you go home then and you continue those negative thoughts, then you have a problem, because you are not actually placing yourself in a mindset where you become magnetic to the good stuff. You're staying stuck in the resentment that made you write those jokes, but then you're not shifting out of it. And that's what we're trying to teach you now.
So you really are the creator of your own life.
And destiny.
Nobody else can create your life for you. Yeah. And even if you were raised in an environment where people controlled your life all the time and you weren't allowed to do anything that you wanted, you can still change that, and you can have and create the life that you want. So you really are that powerful. Start by saying, I'm happy, I'm grateful for what I have, and write things down that you're grateful for every day. A few things, write it in your journal. And then right before you go to bed, say, what am I grateful for? What did I accomplish today? The more aligned you are with positive thoughts and feelings, the quicker you'll pull things into your life that you want, whether it's a job or a relationship or a new car. It has a practical side to it. It isn't just magical thinking here.
Yeah.
We're talking about a kind of a mindset, a mindfulness. It puts you in the vibration of really making better and wiser decisions for your life. And then you will just naturally attract better and more things that you want, I think.
And make better choices for your life, in relationship, career, whatever. Maybe what major you want to go into. There's so many ways this can improve your life. The law of attraction is a law. Again, it's not a matter of that it applies to some people and not to others. The subconscious is always operating 24/7. And so it's almost like your positive thoughts during the day are like fueling your race car through life, that you're going to be noticing that you're moving to higher and higher levels of understanding and then manifesting exactly what you are hoping for. We've had so many experiences where we didn't think something was possible, but because we focused on it and we were chanting for many years, we've talked about our Buddhist this chanting. That helped us to shift out of our negativity and negative belief system into an extremely positive, optimistic attitude. And some people say, well, what do you do? Well, we talk about this a lot in our book, Psychic Intelligence, and other books we've written. But Psychic Intelligence will teach you a little bit more about this, so you can learn it too.
So the Buddha said all that we are is a result of what we have thought. Well, ask yourself, what is the best feeling thought that I can think right now that'll shift my vibration? Because you can do that. Just stop in your tracks and say, what's the best feeling thought that I can think right now? And it could be something as simple as, I am looking forward to the sun coming out later and I can go for a walk. It could be something simple, but it will shift your vibration. It'll shift your mindset.
This is the year I deserve to have a harvest, a manifest abundance. This is the year that I'm going to change my negative money karma. We're going to teach you more about that in the next video, which will focus on how to attract wealth and prosperity.
So focus on the things you're grateful for right now and visualize it. We're going to talk about visualization.
The subconscious mind is very visual, and it really helps if you have things around you to inspire you and motivate you. So we recommend doing a vision board, and this has been popular for a couple of decades. We've done a bunch of vision boards. And what it is, it's a collection of pictures and images and inspiring sayings or quotes that you just paste on a board.
You cut them out of a magazine.
It could be illustration board or poster board or, a cork board some people use, and they put it on their wall and they look at it every day. And it can serve as a real source of motivation for you to remember what you want to create in your life. Maybe it's a beautiful home and you cut beautiful pictures of a home by the water that looks just very peaceful and inviting and cozy. You want your vision board to be very, very visual, because that usually operates very powerfully on the subconscious. It impresses your subconscious with those images. So then it's almost like magically working on your inner self to go after these things and believe you can create them.
This is an interesting experience because we know for a fact that vision boards do work. We used to do great big ones, and we would have wonderful colorful pictures and sayings and quotes all over the board. We had this amazing experience where we wanted to be on the Oprah Winfrey Show, and Oprah Winfrey, back in the 90s, she was the queen of all media, and she had this talk show that we used to watch all the time. And we were like, we want to be on the Oprah show. And we put a photograph of Oprah Winfrey on our vision board.
Yeah.
Years later, after her show ended, she started a network called the OWN Network. And we were on Nightline Beyond Belief, which is
It was a
supernatural. It was a documentary. It was a supernatural series. And we starred on Nightline Beyond Belief.
It was 2011.
Well,
I think.
You won't believe this, but Oprah put us on her network doing the supernatural series that we had starred in on Nightline, and it was like amazing. Like we were absolutely shocked.
Yeah, and I think we were even on another network, remember the OWN channel, before it became, back in the 90s.
Yeah.
We were actually on another channel of hers, so a couple times.
Oh, Oxygen.
Oxygen
we were on
Network.
Oxygen
We were
when
on
she was a part of Oxygen
Network too. So it really was manifesting on different levels, and
Yeah.
quite amazing.
So our job isn't to worry about how we're going to attract these things that we want to us. Just do what we tell you to do, and then the universe will figure out how it comes to be.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds woo-woo and spiritual, but the universe has a lot of power, and so do you, to attract what it is that you want. And your job isn't really to figure out how it comes in, it will come in.
And very often you'll be thinking it'll come from this because I'm doing so much with that, with this YouTube video, and then it'll be that's like seeds you're planting, and then it'll happen, the benefit will happen somewhere else in your life. You'll get an opportunity to do something not even related to YouTube, for example. And so that's happened to us a lot, where you're planting a lot of seeds and you think it's going to happen from this, but it's going to happen over here
there,
where you
yeah.
weren't even looking or expecting.
That's something that we learned through 30 years of chanting, is that you chant for something over here to have happen, and something else happens over here that's even better.
Yeah.
So don't be too rigid about controlling how it happens or what it happens or in what form it comes in.
Don't be attached to what it looks like, because it almost never happens the way you think it should happen or will
Right.
happen. Be open to the magic is what we're saying.
Absolutely. So how can you attract more of what you want? Have a clear intention, write it down, believe you deserve it. So try to find the sense of inner joy and peace, and then all other things appear that you want. The same with relationships, right?
Yes, absolutely. It's just a matter of treating people the way you'd like to be treated and treating yourself the way you'd like people to treat you.
That's important.
And I think that's something people miss. They think it's enough to take care of everyone and treat them, with kindness and compassion. But then they treat themselves like crap and they're telling themselves negative things about themselves all day. That is an example of what not to do when you're trying to shift your focus and your resolve, when you're trying to get a better result.
So if you want people to respect you, really be good to yourself and respect yourself first, and focus on the things that you like and respect in that other person. It could be somebody that you really hate or can't stand. Try to find one thing that you like about that person, and you'll not only pull that out of them more, you might even find that you're friends with that person. It's happened to us many, many times. A lot of it has to do with forgiveness, but we won't talk about that right now. Write your script. So think of your life as a remote control, and you get to punch the buttons that you want to get the show that you want, and it really is kind of magical how it works. You
can program it.
Program your life.
It's like a reprogramming, a reset of your life, and it's a fun adventure. Look at it this way.
It really is. It becomes a fun adventure as long as you don't get in your own way.
Yeah.
And everything is energy. So once you realize that, you can really flip the script on everything in your life.
Yeah. So to recap, the law of attraction is basically the idea that every thought you have creates your reality and creates energy. Focus on what you do want instead of focusing on what you don't want. It's that simple to start. Anyway, your thoughts generate all the actions in your life, and we want you to learn to shift the focus to creation. It's so powerful. You are the beginning of everything that will happen to you in your life. Worry and fear and resentment tend to create a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you think the worst will happen and you go into a job interview thinking you're not qualified and they're not going to like you, you will get no request to come back in for another interview, or you won't get that job because you were unconsciously flowing, I don't deserve this, I'm not right for the job, I'm not fully equipped for this, I can't handle it. And so the self-fulfilling prophecy happens because you were not flowing your thoughts in the most positive way.
And don't beat up on yourself if you do, because we want you to be good to yourself, be kind to yourself, and give yourself a break, because we all have ingrained thoughts and habits that we really basically just absorbed from other people since we were conceived.
Yeah. So pay attention to how you feel during the day. Are you feeling joyful and optimistic and enthusiastic about the day, or what you have to do during that day? Or are your thoughts kind of resentful and wishing you didn't have to go and complaining that you do have to go to a job you don't really like?
So that's what's called a life condition, and your life condition reflects what your thoughts are. And if you're feeling crappy, then just know that you can shift out of that and change it.
And reset your focus to feeling good, deciding to feel good no matter what is going on around you.
Okay, so share some of your stories and experiences with us. Have you studied the law of attraction? Have you practiced the law of attraction at all? We'd love to hear your stories and experiences in the comment section below. Hit like and subscribe,
And we'll see you in the future.